Hello watch fans, this is Anders here on Time and Crown channel. Completely fresh directly from Tissot. Here is my review of the brand new Tissot Seastar 1000 Powermatic 80 in 40mm. So the watch comes in this Tissot box here. Very simple, very environmentally friendly cardboard box packaging. And here we open the box. And inside we find one of the 4 new versions of the new Tissot Seastar 1000 in 40mm. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do hit the subscribe button. It is a big help. Thank you. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So last week, out of the blue, Tissot announced that they were releasing a brand new 40mm big version of the Tissot Seastar 1000. That is a huge new watch from Tissot because it was 43mm, you can still buy the 43mm version. It was 36 in quartz, and until recently you could only get a 40mm Seastar 1000 with the quartz movement. But now they released the automatic version of this watch. They released 4 different versions: this blue, greenish, turquoise dial, then a black one, a two-tone black one, and then a PVD black one with a black PVD coating to the case and also on a rubber strap. So let's get more into the details of this watch. Immediately after I saw the news of Tissot releasing this watch, I went ahead and ordered an example directly from Tissot. So this is my own watch I paid and bought. They are priced at 795 euros, so a little more in dollars I believe. Have a look at Tissot's website and they will be getting out to the shops and the online sellers very soon. So I used to own the 43mm version of the Tissot Seastar 1000 and I quite enjoyed that watch. But the problem with the 43mm version was that it was simply too big, too heavy, and also I didn't really like the bracelet too much. With this one, Tissot, they introduced a lot of improvements to the Seastar 1000, and let me get into all of these details during this video. So as we see, I got the turquoise version, and one of the cool things that they upgraded with this new 40mm version is the dial. You see, you get this beautiful textured dial, almost kind of water running down the side of a mountain. Beautiful texture, and it has this kind of almost fumé finish to it, so it becomes darker towards the outer edge of the dial, and towards the middle part it's lighter. It's this beautiful turquoise color. It kind of reminds me of maybe the Mediterranean oceans in the summertime, these beautiful blue turquoise colors. If you want a more anonymous version, you can of course go for the black one. Besides the dial, which is a huge thing for this watch, I really do enjoy the dial. It is of course the size. So as I mentioned, it's 40mm in diameter, but it's actually closer to 39.8mm when I measure the watch. It is 45.9mm lock tip to lock tip, and it has female end link, so it will wear true to its size. Then it's 12.6mm thick, and you have a 20mm lock opening, and the bracelet tapers down to 18mm. So another thing they did with this watch was actually to upgrade the bracelet. This is a typical oyster style bracelet with the polished center links, and usually I'm not too excited about these polished center links, but for this watch, at least this version I own now, I think it's really nice looking, and I do enjoy this bracelet. It's another highlight of this watch for me. So the bezel, which aligns, of course, is 120 clicks. A little bit of backplay, but not very much. Now it falls into place. Absolutely no backplay. I think the bezel action is okay, but it does feel a little bit metallic, a little bit cheap, but everything aligns, everything works perfectly. You get a mineral inlay here, so you get this nice glossy look to it. So it's not sapphire, but mineral. Then you get a sapphire crystal on top and also on the back side. It is, as the name suggests, powered by the Powermatic 80 movement. This is a Swatch group movement with 80 hours of power reserve. It beats at 21,600 radians per hour. And let's just see the accuracy of this one I got in my watch. So you see 305 amplitude, so it's a very healthy movement. I get a little bit of a weird beat error. I can't really figure out why. but the movement is very accurate to -1 seconds per day, so that's perfectly fine. As you see, it is not very nicely decorated, just a skeletonized Tissot rotor, but it's perfectly fine at this price point. You get 300 meters of water resistance with this watch. Easy removal spring bars if you want to put it on another bracelet or strap. So the clasp, it feels quite dated and old, and that is probably one of the compromises with this watch because it is a sub $1,000 automatic Swiss made dive watch. But I would wish that the clasp was a little more up to date. But it's very secure. I do like the old Tissot T logo. It's kind of a nod back to the history of the brand. And it feels very secure. You have a fold over and then a 2 push button release, 3 micro adjustments. It is push pins in the bracelet, but it's extremely easy to remove these push pins, so I had no problem whatsoever adjusting this bracelet. One of the easiest push pin bracelets I have adjusted in a while. Screw down crown, signed with the T, and I must say the smoothness of the crown is amazing. A little bit kind of grainy when you wind the watch, which is typical for these Powermatic movements, but buttery smooth. Really nice crown action. That is kind of a third highlight. The case is really well made, kind of a modern style case with this beautiful kind of grainy satin brushing inside of the locks here, you see. Then polished, brushed on the sides. So quite a nice case finishing and a really nice case design. I think it's not this kind of anonymous boring slap side case. So the dial again is of course the star of this watch, and then you get this nice white on black date window at 6 o'clock, nicely framed, and I really do enjoy that they didn't put black on white, so it kind of blends into the dial because the dial is darker on the outside. Tissot 1853 at 12 o'clock, Seastar Powermatic 80, and then the 300 meters of water resistance. It is called the Seastar 1000 because it's water resistant to 1000 feet, which equals approximately 300 meters. Again, the texture of the dial is definitely a huge plus. They did something beautiful with this dial, in my opinion. Also, you see the AR treatment on the sapphire crystal is really well made. Then we have these big fat sword style hands, and the typical hour markings. They are filled with Swiss Super Luminova. And let's just have a look at the lume. Amazing lume. I'm super happy with the lume, as you can see, very strong, very potent. And also you see in lower light situations, it is really having a nice effect. So great job on the lume. On my 17.5 centimeter wrist circumference, you see the watch wears perfectly. I get the same feeling when I wear an older Rolex Submariner or maybe even the Tudor Black Bay 58. Even though this watch is more than 12 millimeters thick, it feels slimmer on the wrist. This is a real huge improvement from Tissot, and I'm pretty sure this watch will become very popular because it's the perfect size for a lot of wrist sizes. So let's get into the pluses and the minuses of this watch. So of course the dial is a huge plus, the lume is amazing, the bracelet is a huge improvement, one of the best Tissot bracelets I have tried. The crown is buttery smooth and the movement is very accurate. The minuses. I do think that Tissot, they need to upgrade the clasps. This is a bit outdated. They should do more with the clasps. It's secure, it's well made, but it looks just very outdated on an otherwise very modern watch in my opinion. Also, the bezel action they could improve on. You can buy a Seiko for $300 or $500 US, and the bezel action even on the SKX is way better than on this Tissot. It feels a little bit cheap. And I could also have done with a little less writing on the dial. I think 3 lines of writing above 6 o'clock is 1 line too much, but it's not a huge minus for me. Still a little less writing because you don't have a lot of real estate on a dial on a less than 40 millimeter big watch. Other than that, I must say I can definitely recommend this watch. It wears greatly, the size is perfect, and you get what you pay for. So I hope you enjoyed the first and full review of the Tissot Seastar 1000 Powermatic 80, the new 40mm version for 2024. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.